Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans from around the world, welcome to the podcast that brings you close to the action. The biggest stories in MMA, the hardest punches in boxing, and anything wild that happens in a 4 or 8-sided ring. From knockouts to controversies and everything in between, we're talking about it. Broadcasting live every Thursday at 10 p.m. My name is Brian, and I'll be tonight's referee. In tonight's corner, we have Steve.
Gonna fight you. Come and get you.
And in the other corner, we got Pat.
What's happening?
Now, let's get ready to check in ringside. You guys hear that bell?
Yep. Ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling, ding-ding.
Good to hear it. All right, so tonight's topics, let's pull them up.
Get it on.
Oh, they're already on. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, first topic, Jiri the Mercy Show. Yuri. Was Yuri saying he showed mercy to Ulberg during the fight a lie or a mistake? After the fight, Jiri Prochazka raised eyebrow. Prochazka. Okay, let me do it again. Prochazka.
Yeah.
Yuri Prochazka.
That's it.
All right. After the fight, Yuri Prochazka raised eyebrows by claiming he showed mercy in the cage. It's a bold statement, especially in a sport where hesitation can cost you everything. So was that confidence, delusion, or just something lost in translation? Please explain to me, Pat.
Well, all right, let's go a little background on this before we get into this famous fight that I think we all saw this past weekend at UFC 327. It had a few good fights. We're gonna go into this Yuri. We've talked about him in the past. He's basically based himself. His whole career was based off a warrior mentality. We're gonna break it down. The warrior mentality, not the warrior, the samurai mentality. In modern terms, he calls it Bushido. Bushido, it means the way of the warrior. It's basically it's about control over chaos. You know, we were talking about chaos earlier. Yuri has always had the mindset of being able to control no matter what the situation is in. Another trait of a warrior is, you know, respecting your opponent, no matter what. And when in engaging in war, always ultimately respecting your opponent. Very big. And the last trait of being a warrior is basically discipline over aggression. Don't let the aggression get the best of you in any fight. So now that we've covered these 3 points, what happened in the fight was in the first round, like we all saw, Yuri started strong. His first 2 minutes were basically a minute and a half in. He gave a few leg kicks. He was dominating the fight. The first, I think after the second kick, I knew he was going to chop at his legs. There was going to be a problem. We see this with the calf kicks. We see them, you chop at the kicks. It's basically like at a tree, right? You take the trunk down, no matter how big and tough the guy is up top. If you can, I've seen a lot of good guys just by calf kicks.
Exactly.
You take them down. And that, it's a good technique. And Yuri, you know, he's got the leg kicks for it. What surprised me was that he and everyone, including Carlos Ulberg, knew what was happening in the moment. He was getting leg kicked, and if you noticed, at one point, his knee buckled.
Yeah.
Carlos went on to say later that his knee popped out and went back in during the fight.
Yeah.
During that little buckle.
Popped out and
it popped out
in.
and went back in.
Yeah.
It was extremely painful.
If you see in the slow-mo, if you see in the slow-mo,
I saw something happen.
you see like it freaking jiggles and shit, and like, ugh.
So to say showing mercy in that instance. So what happened was basically he's giving him kicks and fast forward at 3:45 first round, he gets a check left hook. Now, let me describe what a check left hook is. A left hook is basically not a jab, it's the left, right? It's coming in through, you foresee the shot coming. If you see in the fight, if you notice, Yuri doesn't, and in a lot of his fights, he keeps his guard a little down. That means not his striking hand, his other hand is a little low off his face. Mighty Mouse explains it best. I don't know if I've seen it in somewhere where he says that basically the hand that doesn't strike should always be protecting your face. So if you're going to strike out, as soon as it comes in, this hand comes out. So you're never like leaving your face exposed at one point. Yuri when he got that clip from the left hook, and when I say it's a check left hook, is because basically he was in a check formation. He was waiting, and as soon as he sees Yuri go for a swing, because when you have your hands up, you're basically forcing a body shot. The body shot comes down, and that's where. So as soon as basically the hand comes in for low, that's where you give him the hook. So you're not giving him just a straight up left hook when you want. You're timing it for when your opponent comes in for a strike because you're guarding your face. He lets down his guard, and then you give him the left hook. And that's what clipped him. And it took him down. To me, that was a weak chin strike because it was one of the only strikes Yuri got in the fight. So that was scary to see. Now we go to the ultimate decision of Yuri getting knocked out, and he stands up, and the whole world is like, what just happened? Mm-hmm. I think we all had that expression on our faces of like, how did a guy let his guard down? He was dominating the fight. He won the fight.
Rogan and all the panels, they were saying it's like it's over. Like he has no chance.
He won the fight. Oh, yeah. He won. If they said like if he would have just not fought and just stepped back the whole time, he would have won the fight because the guy couldn't keep up for 15 minutes. 3 rounds on a busted knee. His knee popped out and went back in. That guy is just worried about trying to survive in that point. So he went on to say in the interview with Joe Rogan after that he showed mercy.
Yeah.
Now there's several ways you can take that. Like how would you take mercy? If you were showing mercy to someone, how would you define that? What is your definition of showing mercy to someone? Because this is where it causes the confusion of everyone's like, oh, mercy means this.
Well, what I saw was at one point, Yuri did point down, saying like, let's keep it up because he knew he was hurt. Mm-hmm. And he was trying to tell, like, I know you're hurt. Well, that's what I got. Like, I know you're hurt. Let's keep it standing up, right? Let's just go at it. That's what usually when you mean. You point down.
Right. Your point, we're going to strike. We're not going to fade away from this fight. This is go time.
By him doing that, I felt like that is kind of a sign of mercy. Like he was willing to change his tactic or whatever just to, I don't know.
I think he lost his focus in that moment. Because that's not really his gameplay, Yuri. No. He doesn't.
You think he had it in the bag, so he was like letting his Yeah, you think he won this fight? This is just a matter of time, and he just has to wait for the ref or the whoever to ring the bell. That's what he was thinking.
Yeah, he had the fight. He could have just. I don't know why he went so close, dropped his guard like that. I mean, anything happens in UFC. It's not the first time we've seen a guy have control of a fight. And then he slips up. Israel did it against Adesanya. He thought he had the fight, and he thought he had Alex, and boop, Alex came back and just, put him out. It was lights out. You never put your guard down. Never. Not in a UFC cage. Every fighter says it. The second that cage door closes, it's on.
Until the ref separates you.
It is on. The only thing is the bell or the ref that will save you. That is the only thing. Other than that, your life is on the line. You shouldn't be putting your guard down. This is not a sparring session.
Exactly. It's monkey business, like what he was trying to do at that point. Like why have mercy?
Why restrain?
Why, if you're telling the guy, okay, let's not kick each other anymore, okay? Let's just do strikes, bro. Like
you said, let's go ahead.
I was gonna say that in the end, like there's incentives for like having the best fight. Let's say that So maybe, Yuri must have been like thinking, let's try and make you more interested for this, in this scenario. Let's try and go for a bonus, whatever it might be. We're at this point, I'm going to kick your ass.
Yep.
Let's make this interesting. And Carlos was like, I'm freaking coming to get you. And he had the striker mentality. He only saw one thing. He didn't
give up. That's for sure.
He didn't. Guys, he was fighting for his life.
Exactly.
He knew he was in trouble in that moment.
Guys, do you not like when I thought of him? I was like the Karate Kid, right?
Yeah,
it's so funny
in that situation. The underdog.
That 1 foot. That's so funny. Anyways, whatever.
Steve, you said something and it made me think of something. I think what Yuri did in that moment, the way he was putzing around with it looked like an animal playing with his food.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like a lion playing with his catch, but the catch was alive and he was just playing with it. He heard it and he sees it running and he goes and catches it and he just hurts it again and lets it go. He never went for the strike. He never went for the kill. You don't play with your food.
So you have to admit he did kind of give mercy, but still
unwillingly, maybe. So I really looked in and I was like, man, I can't believe Yuri really, set himself up like that. But when you think of it, and I watched the interview again, how about the fact that maybe Joe Rogan set him up for that? How Joe Rogan,
What do you mean?
the way he questioned him, because like he was asking him I went back, he basically fed him the narrative of if he showed his opponent mercy. And he basically was, imagine you're getting asked in the interview, like, did you show your opponent? Like, how is he supposed to answer to that?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to say, no, I killed him. I had him. Like, Yuri, he looked shocked in there. Did you notice in his post-fight interview?
Yeah, he's a mess.
First of all, I don't agree with giving post-fight interviews to a fighter right after he lost.
Especially
Leave
after
that
he lost.
for the post-conference. Not right after he lost.
There's a lot of emotions there. Embarrassment. He was so embarrassed.
Did you see how embarrassed he was in the post-fight interview?
He
was shameful.
He couldn't even talk. He was like, so you want to cry? He was embarrassed.
I think he was put on the spot. He looked bad. He was forced to answer that question. And if that question was never brought up, we wouldn't even be having this discussion right now.
It's interesting you're saying that. So because Joe Rogan asked him that.
That's right.
Because he got a lot of, I see here, you got a lot of pushback.
Yeah.
Oh, mercy. He didn't give mercy. Like even Alberg denies mercy, calls Jerry's charge a mistake. And the other fighters, Henry Conjudo he says it's just excuses.
Henry Cejudo, yeah. Even Ankalaev called his mercy bullshit. Like a bunch of fighters came out and called it bullshit.
But if Joe Rogan never asked him that, none of them would
never happened. He didn't grab the mic and was like, hey, the only reason I lost is because I showed you mercy. He didn't do that.
Very good point.
He didn't do that. Man, and on top of saying what he did, which I probably sure he regrets saying what he did exactly, you clearly saw he was like in his own hole. That right after the fight, he was so shameful. He was embarrassed what he did to himself, his trainer, his family. He had to go back home. His newborn's waiting for him. He's like, man, I did all this. I was training. I had this in the bag. Imagine.
I had it, and I lost it.
Yeah,
for being, I don't know, overconfident or cocky. Well, I don't know if it was cocky, but
a little bit.
And he wasn't on the hottest win streak either. I mean, he had 3 losses in his last 6 fights, Yuri. Now, he never lost the belt to a fight because that was a fight that he got injured in and whatnot. But in his last 6 fights, he still lost to Alex Pereira twice. One was ref stopped it because he got injured. Second, TKO, it was a kick to the head and dropped Erie. The third one, it was Alberg. That's it. It was Alberg's left hook. So in the last 6 fights, this guy lost 3 times. He had to show up. He really had to prove himself in the lightweight division. So now we got a new lightweight champion. And Yuri, I don't know what his future is. I'm sure he's going to be back. He's definitely going to get another title shot. It's not the first time that he's been set back. He relinquished his title after an injury. What happened after that? He had to go fight. He got his 2 wins. He came back. He got his Alberg chance. He lost that one. I think he's going to go back to the drawing board. Maybe Ankalaev, these guys that are calling him out, Ankalaev is in the same division. Maybe he should go down and fight Ankalaev.
I think this is one of those fights that should have a rematch. Because
it should, just not right away. He doesn't deserve the title just because we should feel bad for him.
I get it.
He won that. That's his mistake. He has to live with that. And Alberg, in all fairness to him, he won the fight, so we shouldn't discredit him. My problem is now we're going to go into this next topic, and I think we're ready for this because we kind of beat the whole Yuri to the ground, is what happens now that Alberg is injured and he's the champion. So when Yuri was in that position,
they don't introduce him?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yes, sure. I always forget you.
Will Alberg be forced to relinquish the belt due to injury like Yuri did? It's one of the biggest calls in MMA. Keep the belt or keep the division moving. With Carlos Alberg on the shelf, the UFC has a decision to make, and fans have seen how this plays out before. So
will he vacate it like Yuri did? I'm going to correct you on that one. Yuri vacated the belt, which is kind of a rare occurrence. Usually it's the UFC which will kind of make that decision for you. It's not up to the fighter. I think in Yuri's case, he chose because he wasn't ready to fight. He knew he wasn't healthy. He relinquished his own title.
Okay.
He did it voluntarily.
Okay.
You can do that. Normally, it's the UFC that. So what happens in a situation like this is that if you have a champ and he gets injured, let's say he gets a sprained finger, it's very short term. chances are the UFC is not going to do anything about it. They're going to be like, okay, your sprained finger, it's what, 4 weeks, 6 weeks? That's fine. In 3 months, you got yourself a fight. You're going to be good. That's fine. We don't do anything. You get something where you have an injury of 3 to 6 months, and the UFC is like, we can't hold on to the division without having a championship, especially now that we're in a times where we're not having championship fights. What the UFC does is they have the interim title. So they create the interim title, and they just put 2 guys for it. They'll still keep the champion on the sideline. So now they have 2 champions, basically, in the division.
But
one sitting, he's sitting out. He's an injury. You know, he's a healthy, not a healthy scratch. He's an injured scratch.
Injured reserve.
He's on injured reserve, if you want to call it that. While you have your interim champion, and once your guy is ready, because he's supposed to come back soon, he fights your interim champion. So the interim champion is not technically the world champion at his division. He knows that there's that guy that's
right
around the corner.
He's around the corner, and when he's ready, he's coming for his title. You don't own it. You're not king of the hill yet. So that's the second option.
What's the injury, by the way? I have ACL or Achilles. Do you know the official injury?
I don't know. I heard it was the ACL. I heard it was an ACL.
So that's a big injury. That's a long. So
depending on what the time frame and what the UFC judges, if they can play with having a champion out, do they set up a fight? Is their fighters ready and willing? Like they can't just grab 2 light heavyweights and throw them. They got to have the matchmaking ready. 2 guys that are in contention for a title, which one is not Erie and the other one is not Carlos. So you got to put these 2 guys and then see if Carlos is going to come back. Now, if Carlos is out for a year or more and it's a really long term, then the UFC just has to go with option 3 and just basically
take it away from him.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Yeah, well, they'll tell him.
They'll force him to vacate it because they'll be like, listen, stop being John Jones. You can't fucking run around and say you're champion of the world and just dodge fights because you're injured or da-da-da.
Too bad for you. Now you're the champ. You got to lose it.
That's it. So I think in this case, I think they're just going to create an interim. They're not going to create too much. How long do you think they're going to wait? I think 2-3 months. I think at this pace that we're missing championship, we need them. We need them as quick as, if they can get a matchmaking going as soon as possible in a month and a half, just have it going. Let this title run. Maybe have another heavyweight title. 2-3 months for Yuri if he's ready. If he comes back, I don't think he's injured. He didn't get injured in that fight.
No. He just got knocked out.
He got scratched.
His morale. His morale got injured.
That's it.
Confidence.
Did you know that Carlos actually lost the actual physical belt?
Yes, I heard about that.
Did you hear about that? That's crazy, eh?
I heard about it. Was it the night?
Yeah, like he was partying or something.
So hard he lost it?
Yeah. He celebrated too hard and he forgot it or something. I'm not exactly sure.
That's crazy. Is it just one belt? Is it passed on? Like it's just always the same belt, or do you get your own belt when you win? Or
you get your own.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you do get your own, and you always get to keep it. Like once you win a belt, it goes to your house. You can put it in your showcase. Like all these guys, they have showcase of their belts.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I have something over here about the rank number 1 is
Ankalaev. Yeah, that's the guy who basically called him out and says your mercy call was bullshit. So if you're first rank, cool. Make him fight Yuri. Let's see. That's a good match. It's not a title fight. Let's see where that goes. Now, does Yuri deserve that number 1 contender? That's where it's up for grabs. Is it too quick to make him fight against the one? I would throw Yuri back in.
Yeah.
I mean, he's exciting to watch. Right now, who else are you going to watch in the light heavyweight division that's exciting to see? Pereira just stepped out. He was the greatest guy to watch in the light heavyweight, and he just vacated his title to jump up to heavyweight. So without Pereira in there, I was watching Yuri. You know, Carlos is fun. If I could see a bit more of him. I mean, the guy had a 9-1 record. He had a pretty sweet record. His only loss was his first debut fight in professional sports.
Okay.
So I mean, the guy's kind of got a good track record. You got to give him a little credit for that.
He's out for 9 months with an ACL.
I know that the UFC doesn't like removing champions.
Yeah.
They don't like stripping titles. So it's because it looks weak.
Yeah.
It shows a weakness in your
also it shows like you work so hard to get something could just be taken away
for nothing. And then it's like, okay, we'll just reset and we start stories everywhere, and they don't like that. So it would really have to be a bad case for Olberg to have to relinquish his title for this. They're just going to create an interim, I think, and it'll be fun to watch. Hopefully, it'll be a good matchup. And hopefully we see the rematch of Yuri for the title.
Yeah.
Is it going to be against Olberg? Again, I don't know when Olberg's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Olberg can keep this title, if he's going to defend. I've never seen him defend the title, so I don't know if, it's one thing to win a title, but when you're at the top, everyone's coming for you. And, and if I feel like the people that are coming for you are hungrier for that win than if they were just coming for you like that.
I imagine yourself as the fighter, usually when you're trying to reach the top, you're obviously you're in a different mental state. You're more hungry. You train harder. But once you're on top, it gets to you. I'm the best in the world. Maybe I don't have to train as hard. I don't have to. It's a different mindset. I completely understand that.
Yeah.
Anything else for any closing statements, or that's it?
That's it.
So you think they're gonna take it away?
I don't think they're going to take it away. I think
not take it away, but
I think they're going to create the
interim.
Yeah, I think they're going to create an interim.
Okay.
Yep.
Guys, for digging the conversation, don't forget to subscribe and drop us a like, and hit us up in the comments. We are live every Thursday at 10 p.m. usually. Tonight we're a little late, but that's okay. All right, so the next one. This guy is hitting. He's going viral. This guy.
Hilarious.
With his recent win is let me go back. Hockett. Okay.
Yeah, Josh Hockett.
With his recent win, is Hockett riding momentum or building a legacy? It's easy to get excited after a big win, especially at heavyweight. But with Hockett, the question is bigger. Is he just hot right now, or is he here to define an era? Well, right off the bat, that was a great fight.
Mm-hmm.
Was that not?
It was boom, boom. Two giants hitting the. Like I don't know what was that other guy's name again. Sorry,
Curtis Blades.
He got knocks to the head, man. He got
Curtis Blades is number 4. Sorry, he's number 4 ranked going into that fight.
And this guy, he came out of nowhere. Hockett,
Josh Hockett.
Did he fight before?
He's fought before. Yeah, it's his 3rd fight in
UFC.
In UFC. Yeah, and he won all 3. First was first round knockouts. Yeah, they were first round knockouts against Jimenez. Second one, first round TKO against Denzel Freeman, and the 3rd win was against Blades.
Oh, he's 9-0.
Decision.
He's 9-0.
9-0, but 3-0 in the UFC.
Okay, got it.
Because you can still have a pro record before you come into the UFC.
Where did he fight before?
Good question. I don't.
Was it MMA? Was it MMA?
It would have to be a. Yeah, usually it's if you're a pro record on your MMA, exactly. Unless he's a boxer, then it would be on his box.
No, he was a wrestler back in the day.
Yes, he was a wrestler. That's right. For I think he played national. Like he was at the national competitions. He was state competition level. Yeah. He was very good wrestler. But I mean, this guy went from people hating him on a Wednesday night,
exactly,
because of his antics.
He's a joke.
Everyone loving him on the Saturday night.
So funny.
He put on one of the greatest heavyweight fights I have ever seen.
Oh, yeah, really?
I have ever seen. I rewatched. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking of this fight. It is the greatest. Not the greatest, because there have been fights in the past 10, 15, but the past decade, this is my top one. This goes up. I've never seen in the last decade a heavyweight fight in which 2 strikers constantly throw volume strikes, high volume strikes in a heavyweight fight. It is insane to see big guys, and it's so refreshing because we're going to talk about him later, how Hockett now got a fight coming up at the White House versus Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis, I love him. Great heavyweight fighter. He's fun. He does his thing, takes off his underwear in the ring, but he has no gas. He's just, you look at him, he's not a guy that's in shape, not a heavyweight.
Well, usually a lot of these heavyweight fights, they're a bit slower. They're slower.
Fights, they're slopping. So they gas out after a round or 2. I've seen Derek lose his gas after literally 1 round, and he was just, So that's what I'm not expected to see. We shouldn't be expected to see heavyweight fighters like that. We should be expected to see Josh Hockett.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's refreshing to finally see a guy that stands up in the heavyweight division with the speed and volume that he has, the power that he has. Curtis Blades said it after the fight. He goes, that motherfucker can punch.
Yeah.
He can punch. They actually went into the hospital together on, on the
funny,
ambulance ride. And Josh told him, he's like, he basically gave him shit. You know, Curtis asked him, he's like, dude, you fucking hurt me. Like, what the fuck? And Josh is like, dude, why don't you just go down?
Yeah, why didn't you just go down?
Because the other guy didn't fucking go down.
He broke his orbit, eh?
His orbital socket. That's
crazy.
Right. That's right. He broke it. That's insane how these guys went through. And honestly, it was something. People are calling him the Incredible Hawk now. Because
I like him a lot, man. You know, like last time I brought it up, his whole shenanigans that he was doing on his pressers and stuff, and like for me, I love that stuff. You know, like he was. There was a big act to it.
Well, but it's not original. You're just taking something from wrestling, basically.
So is he the new WWE villain of the UFC? Like, is it a good thing to have this WWE villain who when in the press conference he's acting like this in the fight? I put I don't know if you saw it, Brian, but I added a clip in our folder. During the fight, he gives him the finger 9 times.
Yeah.
Like, this is how much this guy is constantly just on the ball with a character.
Which one?
The third one.
This one?
Yeah.
Right away from the start, eh?
From the get-go, he goes up to Curtis and he's like, this in your face, you're going to see it all fucking 15 minutes. There you go. Like, just, he doesn't even care about his name. Just, hey, how's it going? Fuck you. Hey, look at him. It's like, no, fuck you.
Oof, that's when he broke his freaking...
I loved it.
Oof.
But I want to ask you, Patty.
What?
Is this a character, or is he's a bit not? Well, he's a bit like I look at him and I think like I see autism or something. A bit like,
you think
a little childish. Like,
I think it's just an act.
I think. Oh yeah, and I think he's got this character so well, or characters.
Yeah.
Look at his pants, how red they are.
Yeah.
That is not a drip of his blood. That's all Curtis's blood, because he didn't really get cut.
No. Eh?
Because I also see him play this thing like he's like a little boy, like in interviews. You know?
So he plays 3 different roles. He plays the Macho Man role, that All-American with the hoodie when he's not. He plays when he goes up for the weigh-ins.
He's like a little shy boy.
So that's his innocent way.
Yeah.
He plays 3 different characters. There's like the innocent shy boy. There's the Macho Man, and then there's the thug, fucking in your face.
He's Vatos Locos.
Vatos Logos. That's it. The thug. That's it. So he plays them all brilliant, because you expect them to come up for the weigh-ins and do, finger, Vatos Locos, or American. No, he came up hiding, his private parts. Very like it's all character. I love it. He feeds into
suffering from multiple personality disorder.
He's feeding into it, and I think it's great. I think it's
fun.
It's great. While it's there, it's fun to watch, and he backs it up.
Yeah,
he fucking backs it up, man. He went from a no rank to dominating by decision in 3 rounds Curtis Blades at a number 4 rank.
He's a tough cookie, man.
And Curtis Blades is maybe not the fastest striker, maybe not the most volume striker, but fuck, does he have a chin, and he can take a hit, and he's proved himself, Curtis Blades. So to see this guy come in after 3 UFC fights and to take down Curtis like that, it was like he just manpowered right over Curtis. What next? Is he going to jump from 0 rank to like 9 now? He's going to be in the top 10. I'd be curious, Brian, if you want to check. I don't know if they ranked him yet, the UFC, but I'm pretty sure going up to the White House, he's going to be in the top 15. He's got to go into the top 15.
It makes me want to see Aspinall versus Hokut now.
Oh man, if he could jump up to the heavyweight though, or Aspinall would have to like lose a lot of weight and come down, but that would be fun. I would love to see Hawkett play with all these.
Would it show his rankings on his profile? Like where would I find rankings?
It's in the UFC rankings. Like they have a light heavyweights. Athlete rankings, right there. Second link. No, you have it. You already searched it. Yeah, right there. Bingo. And go to light heavyweight. So where Ulberg is. No, go down.
Okay.
These are all the... There's Carlos Ulberg. No, right there on the right. So Ankalaev is the first. Pereira is second, but he's not even fighting. Yuri went down.
He's not even
And
on. Is it?
Hockett's not... I don't think... Maybe they didn't... Where's Blades? Where's Blades?
Hmm.
Did Blades jump out of the top 15? He was number 4.
Milud, sorry. It's not
Oh.
Luld over here. Blades is 6th. He dropped 1.
Wait, hold on. That's heavyweight, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in light heavyweight.
Hockett is light heavyweight?
Oh no, he's heavyweight. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. He is
Yeah,
heavyweight.
it's
Yeah,
heavyweight.
it's true. So
No, he's not
he's
even there.
5th,
There he is.
and he went
Oh, yeah,
right
he went
over
up.
Blades. He went right over Blades.
Yeah. But, Blades didn't... Okay, so Blades was up.
He dropped 1. Well, because Hockett's there, everyone dropped 1.
Yeah.
There you go.
Fucking Lewis is in 8th. I don't see him being in 8th class. I'm going to be curious to see how this fight's going to go.
So apparently this guy impressed. The only reason he went to the White House because apparently Trump asked for him. That's
Yeah.
what they're saying.
Trump and Joe Rogan during the fight made a comment, and a little bit of both kind of like created this fight of how it happened. And a lot of people, there's a little pushback because like it's like that flaw of like it doesn't go with the official rankings.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like whatever people want to do.
Yeah.
It's a bit of like free for all
A
kind
little
of thing, but
unprofessional, that.
it is a little unprofessional. While people like to see what people are asking for. I just
The White House is kind of like, it's kind of a show. It's not really like it's kind of like.
so that's it. So I mean, who better than to get a show guy like?
Come on, this guy coming out with an American flag
Oh man,
onto the stage.
It's so true, eh?
you know he received the first what do you call it
Bonus?
fight bonus?
Yeah, he made
But he got
200,
the double
made
Yeah.
200K.
performance and fight. He made $200K.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So we stepped into this new era that the UFC now, I guess they've heard us complaining on the Checkin podcast. that, they're not fucking paying their fighters enough. So now they've jumped up that the performance pay is no longer 20 grand or 40 grand, it's 100.
Nice.
So ever since they jumped it up to 100 grand, he's the first one to get a double pay on that. So he got 200K for that fight. That's
awesome.
crazy.
See, we could
For a
make
guy after
make a difference, guys. We could.
We could make a difference. I think Dana's listening to us.
Finally.
It's about time, Dana. I'm still
Dana.
not paying for your pay-per-views, Dana.
Next time you're in Montreal, come in.
Come on in.
Invitation, open invitation. But during that night, that fight, they were talking about Crypto.com, $1 million. I don't know if you heard. What's that about?
Crypto.com? You mean...
There's something about a crypto $1 million, like the first time a fighter's going to get $1 million.
Oh, so crypto's getting... No, I didn't hear about this.
They're talking about it all
Well,
night.
they were talking about it a long time that crypto wanted to have some kind of a reward system in... Because they're big... They're on the mat. They're big sponsors of the UFC, Crypto.com. And people were like, well, if these guys have the money, have them pay the fighters. And since the UFC's not doing shit about it.
So Crypto.com has announced a $1 million bonus pool in CRO tokens. You don't even get money. You get tokens.
You get tokens.
Okay.
For fighters participating in the UFC Freedom 250. Okay, so it's for you. It's for the White House event. Got it.
Yeah.
So they're offering $1 million bonus in crypto tokens.
To what? Performance of the night or...
A bonus pool. The event would celebrate grounds bonus structure. The $1 million in CRO, roughly 14.4 to 14.6 million CRO tokens, will be distributed to selected fighters as a bonus on top of standard payouts and traditional performance bonuses.
Okay.
So I guess if you win the fight, you get part of this.
You get so
get a
the
cut of the
$1 million pool, there's like percentages in there that go to certain fighters and...
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But it's crypto.
So,
Yeah, it's not.
in other words, buy the CRO token right now.
Yeah, because it's gonna
and sell it,
It's gonna skyrocket on you on June 14th. It's gonna skyrocket.
and then sell it by June 14th. That's it. Ciao.
All right, if you're listening, the viewers,
I can just give you a good.
here's your finance tip of the day.
Or UFC/finance.
I just give you 50% right there.
There you go. The ultimate finance channel.
No, but this is what's his name almost got the bonus, right?
Paulo
Costa.
Paulo Costa.
That's what he
and
thinks.
that was an upset.
Yeah,
That's actually an upset because that he should have won that fight. Paulo Costa has been on a tear recently, and he showed why he's the greatest of his division in that fight, man.
And he showed how much he loves Trump too. Fuck, man, I never saw But did he jump over the fence to go to Trump and talk to him for like 5 minutes?
Miami, bro, Miami. Any fighter, any fan, anything that happens in Miami, I'm always like, they're just gonna suck his balls. They suckle on his balls.
But me, I'm thinking this guy, Trump would deport this guy in a second, and this guy's fucking worshiping him, and a guy would throw him out of the country.
Yeah. You're a beautiful man.
You're a beautiful man.
Anytime he even said it. Anytime come to the White House. He told him that. You're welcome.
I don't know, man. No, but I think we got a good thing in the heavyweight division. It wasn't too long ago that I was shitting on the heavyweight division.
Right. Yeah.
I was shitting on it because Tom Aspinall hurt. I was like, what are we doing? We're going nowhere. Look at this guy. They're listening. They're listening, boys.
He injected in some life into the heavyweight. Huh?
Exactly. I think he's going to be, we talked about WWE. He's going to act like this WWE villain. We had this in the UFC. It was Brock Lesnar in the past. Brock Lesnar played that villain in the WWE, but he also did it in the UFC. He was that big, tough, bad guy in the heavyweight, just scary. People would just look at him and be like, fucking not normal. Who would want to fight that guy? I think he's becoming that evil lore that just is starting to creep up in the heavyweight, and people are just like, who is this guy?
Or maybe he could be the hero, the American hero.
Maybe he could.
You think it's gonna catch on? Maybe like UFC fighters never want to be like do those promos like in like WWF or WWE because it was cheesy. And not cheesy, but they want to separate themselves. Like, this is serious. This is real fighting.
Professionalism
and that's showbiz.
Entertainment.
But now this guy's starting it. Maybe it's going to go that way. Maybe UFC is going to start guys being more flamboyant and more bigger characters. And I don't know. Maybe what do you think? You think he started something? You think he started?
Listen. I feel as if like the UFC is always cutting promos and cutting promos and cutting promos.
Yeah, but it's
might as well just go all the freaking.
Yeah,
out.
I know, but it was never like professional like entertainment wrestling. Was it more like it was a bit more serious.
But at this point, might as well do
like when they were threatening, they're actually like they're gonna try and beat their ass. It's not like they're gonna.
Yeah, I don't know, but you can still
play a character,
play the character, and beat his ass too
for
at the
sure.
same time.
But
so
you think people are gonna start doing that? Play a character.
I think I think that the goal, because there has to be a goal behind playing a character. He's not just doing it for the fun of it.
It wins a fan base for sure. It's
the brand.
Sure. Yeah, exactly.
It's all about branding.
Yeah,
We've talked about the UFC is about branding. These guys aren't fighting until they're 55. He needs to be this brand where if he gets out of here, let's say there's a fallout with Dana White or with UFC, and we've seen it with champions, Tom Aspinall, John Jones, people that just leave. They're like, fuck you, Francis Ngannou. Champions who have left the UFC, who have gone to other places for futures. If, God forbid, something happens to him and he has a brand and he goes to bare knuckle boxing,
good.
Or he goes to PFL, or he goes somewhere else, MVP, he's good.
Hey,
he's laughing.
You know what? This guy can go into acting. Hey, might as well freaking make your own movie, man.
At this point, if it's
rock
entertainment, I don't mind it as long as you walk the talk.
Sure.
You can say all you want, you're blah, blah, blah. But the second you step in the ring and you get your fucking socks rocked off, people are going to stop believing in you, and you're going to die as quick as you came up.
Exactly.
So
then they say, he's all show.
Yeah, exactly.
He's all talk, he's all show.
Exactly. That's right.
That's why, like, the Yuri thing, like, is it a show kind of thing? Allberg was kind of like, I see through this guy, like, he's not real. He's fake. Whatever he's doing is bullshit, pretty much.
But Steve, in the other sense, if you put yourself in Allberg's shoes, you have no choice to say that. You know what I mean? Like, do you want yourself to look even worse? Like, you have to say, like, if you go on with that story, then you're making it look like you're weak.
Yeah.
And you don't deserve to be the champion. He's got to hold that title and be like, fuck this guy. Champions find ways to win. That's the way And he should have that attitude going forward, because if he is the champion, you can't show that weakness in you and be like. So I think either way, regardless of what Yuri said or how Joe Rogan would have set him up or not set him up, even if there wasn't a post-fight interview.
I mean, never mind whatever happened to the Mercy thing.
Yeah.
We're talking about like Yuri, like his whole show, that he's like this such a spiritual type of warrior that for him is like, it's bullshit. You either fight me or you know, or you do this mumbo jumbo type of thing. You know, but that could be also an act, you know, that in itself Yuri's doing, and that's his way of you know, selling yourself type of thing. You know what I mean, for your future. But hey,
I'd be curious to see Yuri's next match, because I'm positive that he learned from this. This is not going to happen again.
You know,
I don't think Yuri's going to do this again, and I don't think any
definitely
fighters
learned a lesson.
I think fighters learned a lesson from this.
Everybody,
they're like, holy shit, I can break someone's leg and still lose the fight. Like, that doesn't make sense. I broke this guy's leg. He shouldn't even be standing. He should be worried about his knee, yet he's taking me out with one strike on my weak-ass chin. Should I work on my chin? Should I work on my guard? What should I work on? My spirituality? I don't know, but he's got to get his fucking shit together.
Exactly.
Like, that guy's got to change his game plan, because whatever he went into that fight with, that's not the way you're going to come out a champ.
No.
It's... Well, I think hockey got 3 fans over here, so we're looking forward. I think that's the only reason I'm probably going to watch the stupid UFC at the White House is for this guy.
Honestly, like now I want to watch the White House even more. Like, I'm curious. Well, I love Derek Lewis. I'm a big fan of Derek Lewis. He's got a strong chin, but just zero gas. He's got zero cardio.
When you say strong chin, what does that mean? That means
strong chin meaning you've seen these guys get clipped many times, just straight punches, guards down. And he's still standing. And he's just still standing. Yeah, we see that a lot with like Mexican fighters, like Mexican boxers. They're known to have strong chins. Ryan Garcia, these guys, they just get smacked all the time and they just don't go down.
Who's that the Montreal boxer? Once again,
the crazy fights there.
Well, yeah,
back in the day, Arturo,
yeah, Gatti was
versus Mickey Ward.
Yeah, those are crazy.
Those
fights.
were the best fights.
Yeah.
You're talking
That's
about
a crazy chin there, man. These guys are
those guys. That was something. Those were warriors. They were actual warriors, and especially those two. Those two went at it. That was boxing. Yeah. That was the way we should all boxing fights.
Every fight should be that exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. And those guys, they brought in a legacy. Like, they had 3 fights, so they had a storyline. They knew each other.
They had 3 fights, right?
Yeah, 3 fights. Yeah.
They also had a lot of brain damage too. Fuck.
Yeah, man.
I think more on the Turi side.
More on our Turi side. Yeah.
Oh, you saw some of his nice freaking eyebrows.
He was busted up.
That's so
that movie with about Mikey Ward and his
Mickey
brother,
Ward, the wrestler. No,
with his brother.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Christian Bale was the brother.
Yes.
I don't know. The Fighter, was it called? No, it wasn't.
No.
Anyways, it was a good movie.
Yeah.
All right, we go to the last.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, this was interesting too. 6,000 plus unsold tickets, market failure or pricing disaster. A major fight card, a marquee city, and thousands of empty seats. The Miami event didn't sell as expected. Now the debate is whether the market didn't show up or fans were just priced out. Okay, go ahead, Pat. Go ahead.
I what brought this up was that I saw basically it came up in a discussion of how, you know, it's always the same discussion, like prices are expensive. I went to UFC 305 and let me tell you, my tickets
Where was it?
In Montreal,
Montreal,
and it was expensive. Like, it was a lot more than I expected it to be. Now Miami,
good seats, bad seats,
in the Reds, 1,000. In the Reds, 1,000. Yeah, just to give you an idea.
That's the actual price, or that's scalper price?
That's the actual price. Wow. Yeah. But that's UFC. So this is where we're going to get into, is that these prices. So I saw this guy posting a picture of the Ticketmaster price seat availability chart, and it was just blew across the board. This was a week leading up, and that was the first sign of like, hey, they're not even resale tickets. These are actual tickets from the box office. All this is still unsold. We're leading up into fight week. That was the first sign. So that's why when I saw that, I was like, let's see what happens in Miami. And then when you sent me the points, I was like, fuck, it happened. Those seats never got sold. That kid was right. They're still having problems with these crazy prices. So I looked into it and I was like, so you see these prices, you know, they're 3,000 US, 5,000. But like, it doesn't make sense. I actually went back and I saw a guy, third row, UFC 306. He paid 67,000 US.
Whoa.
Third row. That gives you an idea of what is the price tag that people are willing to pay. That is insane. Obviously, it's a resale ticket, but that's insane that there's people out there that are willing to pay that. Miami was thought to be that city. Big spenders. People like to go down there. It's always been known notoriously, so that's why they were shocked. Why all of a sudden 6,000 seats? Now I put a picture in the file of the last, I think, 4 or 6 fights. What the gate prices were? Oh no, I didn't put it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys got to
put some.
All right, it's in there. So basically, it's going to show like the last UFCs. Oh yeah, it was there. Okay, it was there. Okay, I just duplicated it. Yeah, it's the first one. Yuri's. Yeah.
Oh, it was there.
Yeah, it was there. So if you look of how it's been going down the gate. UFC 299. O'Malley Vera, big names. We're talking about O'Malley's a big name. Pereira, these are numbers. So you're looking at 14 million.
Yeah.
We're half of that today. These are UFC events. We're not talking fight nights. Now you got to imagine when you see UFC 300 something or these are mega fights. This is the card that people wait for once a month on average.
When was UFC 2099?
UFC 299, I would say, was about
2024. No, I just want to know if it was like this year or a few years back.
No. It's a few years ago. Yeah.
Well, obviously not this year, 29, but
it was 2024, March 9th. That's it.
Okay.
So just to give you an idea, in 2 years' time, how we fluctuated, we've gone to half the gate.
Well, I know the answer.
Go ahead.
I would say the economy, no?
The economy, yeah. You think people are just not spending that kind of money?
The war and everyone got hit, man. I don't know. I'm feeling it. I'm freaking feeling it. I don't know.
Yeah. I saw the fight. I was just looking at the fight card. When I see fight cards, UFC something, I'm always looking at, okay, fight 1, fight 2, fight 3, fight 4, blah, blah, blah. I lost interest after the main card.
Do you think it's mostly the
card?
It
was weak. The card was weak.
I would say it's obviously I don't know as much as UFC as you do, but I would think it's a mix of people are struggling to.
I'm not saying it's the only reason.
People don't have the luxury of spending $1,000 tickets.
Yep.
And but yeah, it could be obviously it's not worth. I'm struggling, and I see this fight card,
and it's not worth it to dump this
Yeah.
money for that in the economy that we're in.
Yeah.
But why is that? Why are those the fights listed? Why is there a lack of care in fight making that causes people to show this lack of interest, which they don't pay? I think there's a third point involved. It's Paramount. I think now that we're going with streaming services and the big money is coming from streaming, people don't care about the actual people paying
Why
tickets
am I
to
going to pay
10,000 people when I can get 1 million people, subscribers? Who cares about these 10,000 humans? The WWE made me realize when about 2 years ago, I heard that Triple H, and it was sad because like I used to love going and watch wrestling fights, a lot of house shows. We're talking house shows are like not those pay-per-views, not televised. You get to see the fighters. So WWE, as of 2 years ago, they said that they're going to cut down a lot of the house shows, like a huge percentage, just focus on pay-per-view.
Would stars still go to the house shows?
Yeah,
stars?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
stars always go to house shows. Yeah, yeah. Every house show I've been to, major stars, you get the Hulk Hogan's and all that. And why they're going away from that is because, and I'm sure you've heard it, over the past 40, 50 years, fighters have always complained that we fight 400 days a year. We never see our families. We're always hurt. We're always on, pills, da-da-da.
Right.
So they realize that in this today's day and age, they're like, you're right. We don't need you to fight 400 times a year. There's only 365. We're going to cut down to, like, realistically, I think they were fighting between 280 and 300 fights in 360. They were fighting almost every day. You know, you go to one city, you leave, you jump on a bus. You always hear the stories of, like, some places they would do a 5 o'clock show, stop, and then do the 9 o'clock show. Like, fighters, that's the way it used to be in the 70s, 80s, 90s.
Right.
Today, they realized, man, now we're on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
So they cut it off. No more house shows. Why?
Because no more house shows at all?
They're really, like, I unless it's those, what do you call them? They're not pay-per-views. They're like, I went to one. It's like the Winter Bash, Montreal Winter Bash. So, like, around Christmas time, there will be a special, but it's not just a regular, like, WWE's coming to town. You know, here are your things. They're cutting all that because they don't need that money to come in. Even if the fans weren't going and the economy is kind of killing it and whatever, they're like, it's okay. That's fine. We're already 12,000. We weren't going for a sold out, and we might risk getting 8,000 people. They don't need those ticket sales at the box office. They're getting them through streaming. Netflix is giving them millions of dollars. And they've already self-promoted enough where house shows back in the 70s was to promote wrestling, to make people watch wrestling, I'm going to watch it on the 12 o'clock on Saturdays when wrestling was on TV because, shit, who is this macho man that came to my town and blah, blah, blah. You don't do that anymore.
It's a household name.
Exactly.
Everyone knows WWE.
So transferring back to UFC, now that Paramount Plus is holding it, I see that same stronghold where UFC is like, okay, we got tons of money coming in. Do we really need to, like, make a mega stacked heavy card where we're going to remove fights from other possible UFC? You know, like, why don't we spread them out and keep it all in ones? I think they're not putting that focus.
But also, you brought up a good point. I didn't think about the Paramount thing. It's true. Your friends, instead of all your friends spending $1,000 used to go, we'll just come over to my place. We have some beers.
Exactly. And we don't chip in $20 each for the pay-per-view because you're already a fucking Netflix subscriber.
You don't have to pay any.
No pay-per-view. No, nothing.
If you have a Paramount subscription, you got it.
In the U.S., it's just Canada that we're still paying. But this is going to slowly die out because
for sure.
Because the pay-per-view motto is it's going out the door. It's not happening anymore. People are like subscribers, subscriptions. It's all about subscriptions today. So I think that has an effect on the way the UFC match makes. And they feel less stress of having to stack the card with, like, 8 great fights and let's put 3, 4 nice fights. Like, I'm not saying that the card was shit. It's just that if you compare it to, like, an O'Malley Vera, I'm sure that card was much more stacked than this one. You can run down, go to the prelims. I love watching main events where you see the fights and then the prelims look interesting. You're like, fuck, these guys are fighting on the prelims. That's free TV. I don't even have to pay for pay-per-view. It's at 8 o'clock on TSN. It's like, those are the fights that people love watching. This one, nothing was happening in the prelims. We just tuned in for the main fight, and that's pretty much what happened.
Right. So what you're trying to say is that we've reached the pricing apex era.
I think so. Yeah, I think so, Steve. You're right.
Mm-hmm. So you think events or, like, shows are going to be more smaller, like in the sense of seating?
Well, I think they're not going to. I don't think they're going to veer away from the arenas. I think the arenas are always going to say, like, TD Mobile, their mobile arenas, their showcase arena in Vegas. So they're going to keep doing that, and the Apex, which is their training facility. It's a bit smaller ring, but they don't do UFC major fights at the Apex because it's a bit smaller ring, and I think it fits like 8,000 people or 5,000 people in the crowd versus an arena. The mobile arena, it's I don't know, 20,000. Vegas, where they play, I guess.
Well, like 19. Places maybe like Miami, maybe they're not gonna rent out the big arenas. Maybe a little smaller. I don't know.
Maybe they could focus to make it feel more tight. I mean, if you don't care about making sales at the box office, but if I were you, I would just, if you don't care about money, just drop the fucking ticket prices.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Don't you want the crowd to look full behind? Stop charging people $3,000 US for floor seats. It's like, for a card that maybe there's 2-3 good fights, no wonder people aren't showing up to this.
And let me ask you, live, let's say you're at the Bell Center in the Reds. Could you actually you see the fight from there?
Great.
Yeah, you still see the fight?
Man,
it seems like the ring is small. Like
where I was sitting, I was at half ice, right on the half ice line, and
So you were, but like, let's say you were a little higher, maybe the second tier of the red.
Oh, I mean, if in the Reds, no, I think anywhere in the Reds, you
still see
the fight.
a good fight.
You'll hear the fight in the Reds. You hear the fight. You hear the hits. That's what's great about it, is that you think in a big arena you would lose that factor, but anything higher, I don't like it because
sometimes you see it on TV. It's like just this little spot. And you see this big sea of people. Like, do you really get to see the fight from that far? Like,
I watched my first UFC 189 or 187 with Mighty Mouse. He was actually there back in 2016. Leo wasn't even born, and I was up in the whites blues, and it's no comparison versus the Reds.
Oh, of course.
No comparison. Well, because in the white blues, you see it, but like you said, it's a bit smaller. You're watching the screen anyways because you like that angle.
Shows on the big,
so you're watching it like you're on TV. But now, am I paying $800 for a white seat to watch something that I'm staring at the TV? Fuck, I'll sit in my living room.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not. That's why when I went and get those tickets in the Reds, I was like, I got to make sure that I get tickets that is going to make worth my while. That's it. But yeah, no, Brian, where I was, it was like literally I was right behind the fighters, and it was like I would definitely do the same thing. Right. I prefer that over the floor seats, to be honest. I've been on the floor, and it's not that great because unless you're in the first 3 rows,
yeah, you're very level.
Oh fuck, you have shitty seats. You can't stand up. You can't watch the fight. So and you're at ground level, so the mat is actually higher than you. So you're not. You know what I mean? You're not at the level.
You have some 6 foot fighter in front of you.
So now you're watching the screen.
Yeah.
And now you're watching the screen at 3,000 US a ticket. I'm going to fucking shoot somebody in Miami.
Imagine
fucking shooting somebody.
Imagine going there, you have no, like, you can't watch, you're just not watching on your phone. You paid like thousands of dollars. Like.
Well, I've seen people with earphones and they're listening to the commentary.
Yeah.
They go to the shows. Like I was at the Bell Center and he's got earphones, and I had to ask him. I was like, "Are you listening to commentary?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "I want to hear what they're saying." I'm like, "You could just watch the fight."
Because watching there, you don't hear Joe Rogan or anything.
Oh no, it's like, fight him, hit him, and then ding, ding, ding. That's all. It's like there's no commercials, music. There's none of that.
Was Joe Rogan on?
No, he doesn't come to Canada.
No,
not anymore. No,
U.S. only. Joe Rogan doesn't go to any UFC event outside the U.S.
Okay,
used to though.
He used to. Yeah, he used to.
Well, I guess after GSP, he stopped.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, man.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Can't wait to break down more UFC moments in the next episode. Until then, stay fired up and keep loving the fight. Have a good night.